The three stations on tunnelbana 1 under Södermalm, Slussen, Medborgarplatsen, and Skanstull, were originally built for a streetcar tunnel that opened on the 30th of September 1933. The streetcar lines south of the city, those that would become part of tunnelbana 1, ran into this tunnel and terminated at Slussen, where passengers could go up onto the street to transfer to other streetcar lines. This photo from 1945 shows Slussen when it was operated as part of that streetcar tunnel. You can see that trains would arrive at Slussen and discharge, then loop the short distance around to pick up passengers on the other side. This photo, also from 1945, shows an original entry to Slussen from street level. Notice that the tunnel from 1933 was known as the tunnelbana. Since you paid on the streetcar, there was no need for barriers. This photo from 1952 shows Slussen operating as part of the tunnelbana, that is, the subway, which had opened on the 1st of October 1950, which is 75 years ago today. Slussen is operating as a terminal for two lines, one to Hökarängen and one to Stureby. This photo from 1953 shows Slussen looking south, toward Medborgarplatsen and Skanstull, Ringvägen at the time, with trains on both tracks and plenty of passengers. You can see, if your screen is large enough, that the track on the left is designated track 2 for trains to Stureby, and the track on the right is track 1 for trains to Hökarängen. Finally, this photo from 1956 shows Katarinavägen next to the station, where passengers could transfer to other streetcars, as I mentioned previously. You could see that there were considerable volumes of transferring passengers. All of these photos show Slussen in its early years, before the connection to Hötorget via Gamla stan and T-Centralen opened in 1957, and Slussen became a through-running station. Let's see how it looks now. We're just going to look around here a little bit. We're on the northbound platform, and behind me, a northbound train on tunnelbana 1, the green line, has just come in. That train is for either Hötorget or Hässelbystrand. So we're just going to look around the station a little bit, explain the layout, and we'll see how this looks. We're walking toward the north end of the platform. Now, my memory of this station is that at the far end of the platform, you can see you might be able to see, there's a stairway up. And in my memory, there used to be a stairway down that went to a separate ticket hall connected to the terminal for Saltsjöbanan, which is a separate rail line, not part of the tunnelbana, but tunnelbana 2 train coming in bound from Mörby Centrum. But anyway, so it's always weird to me to be here and see this stairway going up, because there's supposed to be a stairway going down. I just find it very, very strange. But anyway, so we've also now seen the two different kinds of rolling stock that run on the tunnelbana today. This train is C30 train. Those run right now only on tunnelbana 2, the red line. The train we saw earlier on tunnelbana 1, the green line, was C20 stock. The C30 stock is so new that it's still being delivered. The C20 stock is from the 1990s, but because I was living here when it was delivered, I still think of it as the new trains and the C30 as the new trains. But anyway, tunnelbana 3, the blue line, also only uses C20 stock. But sometime soon, they're supposed to be getting the C30 stock as well. So the way the station is laid out, again, we're on the northbound platform, and if we're looking north, here on the left, we see the tunnelbana 1 track, and over there is the tunnelbana 2 track from which a train just left. I don't like this station, and I realize now that I'm here again that one reason I don't like it is it stinks. It smells of sewage. So that's no good. We're walking south on the northbound platform, and I thought we would take and go upstairs and over to the southbound platform and take a look. I'm going to let these people go, and then I will climb up behind them in a minute. Anyway, this station has several exits, and we're going to take a look at a couple of those as well. So anyway, the general thing is that here the outside tracks are used by tunnelbana 1, the green line, and the inside tracks are used by tunnelbana 2, the red line. So, also one thing you may or may not have thought about or realized is that it's a little harder to tell here, but the tunnelbana has left-hand running. So, here comes another train on tunnelbana 1. So we'll let that come in, then we can go upstairs. So, yeah, this is for Hötorget. All the trains right now, because the Farsta branch is closed, all the trains are going either to Hötorget or Hässelby Strand. So we're looking, if you think of it this way, we're looking north. And this platform, if you will, is kind of on our left. The southbound platform is over there on the right because the tunnelbana has left-hand running. So let's see what's on the other side. This is still what I think of as the main entrance to Slussen. But if you go outside, there's an entrance, a new entrance directly across the way that they refer to as the main entrance. But anyway, for me, that was the main entrance that we were just in. Anyway, so again, this is the southbound side. Tunnelbana 1 on the left, outside track. Tunnelbana 2 on the right, inside track. Tunnelbana 2 train to Fruängen coming in. So, yeah. Okay, I believe this is an art, but I'm not sure what the details are behind it. But yeah. Slussen normally has rotating art. There's no fixed artwork, at least not at platform level, that I know of. Okay. Here on the right, we have a Swedish translation of Krapp's Last Tape by Samuel Beckett, as you can see. This is apparently a book of 21 one-act plays that somebody has gone to town on, basically. Highlighted and torn up and done all sorts of stuff, too. So, anyway. Here we have an explanation of the art. And it is also in English. So we'll pause here for a second. So, because I don't know about this. So, she's trying to highlight books as magical objects. I like this. I like this a lot. I really do. Yeah, this is very cool. Anyway, yeah, so that's our current art here at Slussen. So, even a comic book. Kalle Anka, that's Donald Duck. Tvisten om tavlan, that means the conflict over the painting. I think that would probably be yes. So, yeah, anyway, this is the same. There's at the north end, there's a stairway going up. I've noticed that I get confused between north and south here. We're on the southbound platform. This is the north end. Train to Skarpnäck coming in. So yeah, this is kind of how Slussen is laid out. This is probably my least favorite station on the tunnelbana, but also it was kind of the first station. Originally, starting in 1933, there was something called the tunnelbana here in Stockholm. That was a tunnel for streetcars. And Slussen, we're looking north now. Slussen was a single broad platform, broader than today's platforms, than each of them, that is, but not as broad as both of them put together, the footprint they occupy now. And basically, streetcars would come in, as we're looking now, they would come in from the south on the left, loop around, and go back again south to the right, like that. So, and it was in 1950 that they opened this as what we now call the tunnelbana, which is a metro, So, yeah, I'm going to cross over so I'm not maybe not quite in conflict with so many people. Ah, well, that was fruitless. Okay. That voice is talking about the fact that the Forster branch is closed until the 10th of August. So, another Green Line train coming in. Wow. It's only been a couple of minutes since the Scarpneck train came in. But these trains, I have noticed, they have been quite frequent during this closure of the Forster branch. They each seem to be running on 7-minute headways for most of the day. So, anyway, this basically is Slussen, so I think I will stop here and move along. So we're at the north end of Slussen right now, on the southbound side, excuse me. And we're just going to explore the station a little bit, walk around a bit, and see what we can find. This exit from Slussen goes to Gotland. I can't remember the name of the cross street, but yeah. Really? At that entrance, we have 4 of what New York calls countdown clocks. They do count down, but they're not clocks. But anyway, there were 4 because there are 4 tracks at the station. 2 tracks for tunnelbana 1, the Green Line, and 2 tracks for tunnelbana 2, the Red Line. We're going to go down onto the northbound side now and see what we can see. This, as I say, is what I consider the main entrance to Slussen. That may be just me, but anyway. The entrance directly across the way is new, well, relatively new. They've been rebuilding this entire area for about 9 years, and they have 3 years to go, they say. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, this entrance directly across was built in connection with all the work they've been doing. So there's a sign there, as you can see, that says where the buses are. And there's also an orange sign that says that ahead of you is the main entrance to the tunnelbana. So, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the main entrance. I assume this entrance that we just came out of is going to be kept. But I guess we'll see. Over here, we have Panoramic, which has been renovated and opened again fairly recently. I don't remember exactly when, but I think it's within the past year or so, not very long at all. It was closed down for a long time for renovation, so yeah. This is what it looks like on this side. So, I tell you what, let's cross the street and see if we can see where the terminal for Stockholm used to be. I'm not sure we can get down there, but we'll see. To me, this is such a mess now. I don't recognize anything. It's just so strange. But let's see. This is going to take us down. My recollection is that there are about 850 stairways here. It takes a while to get down where you're going, but this is also the way you go to get the buses to the areas of Nacka and Värmdö. Nacka is the same area that's served by Stockholm, that light rail line. Not light rail. It's really a heavy rail line. But Stockholm normally serves Slussen, but has not since they started renovating Slussen. The trains can't come all the way in to here. And they won't until the project is finished, which, as I say, is supposed to be 3 years from now. So we'll see. And if we wanted to go to the buses, we would have a long walk ahead of us. It's about 800 meters, 800 or 900 meters. It takes at least 10 minutes. So it's not great. Everything's so rebuilt that I can't really understand anything in connection with the way it was years ago, but to the right, this is where you would go to the buses, and yeah, so it's just, yeah, let's go back to the tunnelbana. In general, I find it's much easier to let people get out of your way rather than trying to get past them, but you know. Let's try this elevator just for fun and see what happens. There are 2 elevators. I don't know what the difference is. I'm not sure where this is going to take us, but we're going to go as high up as we can and see where we are. I guess it was unkind of me not to wait for that man, but I don't know. Elevator will be right back. Ooh. We're higher than I expected we would be. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh me, oh my. This is a surprise. This I was not expecting. Okay, and here we are. My goodness gracious. All right, Katrina Hasten. So there's a lot to see from up here. This was an unplanned part of our visit, but directly across the water you can see Gröna Lund, which is an amusement park. In the distance over there, there's kind of a tallish brown it's a concrete building. That used to be the tallest building in Scandinavia. It's not anymore. In this direction we'll see sort of buildings that are nearest to us. Down there is sort of a torn, which is supposed to reopen tomorrow. It looks sort of openish right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but anyway. In the middle right there, you can see the tunnelbana tracks that go to Gamla Stan. Gamla Stan station is right there. You can also see Centralbron, which is the automobile bridge. On the far side of that, there are also railroad tracks. So, the brick building with the 3 crowns on top is the Stockholm City Hall, and the church with the kind of delicate spire is Riddarholmskyrkan in Gamla Stan. So, and what we see here in the nearest us is Gamla Stan, and in the farther distance, a little bit farther away, is Central Stockholm, which is usually considered Central Stockholm. We can't really see it, but the Stockholm Central Station is more or less dead ahead of us now. So let's go back down.